Good evening. It is a great privilege to stand here before you, to have enjoyed all that District 13 has to offer, and to be here tonight. For that, I would like to thank Dr. Veronese, members of the board, Coginchaug administration, faculty, and staff, parents, family, and friends, and especially those in the class of 2015. A special thanks as well to the delay for giving me time to write a speech. I would like to take this opportunity to give appreciation to our teachers in particular, for the hard work they've put in to get us where we are, correcting our papers or putting up with our daily antics. You have explained on every scale, from the makeup of an atom to the meaning of justice, according to Plato. Sometimes confused and always full of questions, teenagers are certainly not the easiest group to teach, but you have kindled in us a wide variety of interests, and above all, a desire to continue learning in everything that we do. I also cannot say enough for how the parents of District 13 support their children and the community as a whole. Your tireless shepherding has gotten us this far, and the things you've taught us, like how to be respectful or make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, will guide us for the rest of our lives. Since kindergarten, you have held our hands, driven us to practice, made lunches, given us advice, and picked up our Legos off the floor. For the community, you've put in countless hours with POPs or CTS or at the fair. Of course, I know that if not for my parents, I probably wouldn't have gotten out of bed this morning. I would like to extend a well-deserved congratulations to all of my classmates. To graduate from Coginchaug is to have worked in 4 projects due the same day, the hardest math class ever conceived, and coffee deprivation. To be here tonight means that each and every one of you put in the time and effort to take the next big step in life. And yet, for all the standardized tests we've had to take, no two of us are alike. We may have ridden the same buses or sat in the same chairs, but we're all very different people with different interests, and we'd be nowhere near as interesting without the variety. Together, we have formed a community that, despite being spread over 2 towns, along with whatever you call Rock Fall, is incredibly tight-knit. There's a sense that we're all in it together, but how we all fit into the District 13 puzzle wasn't always apparent. When I came to step-up day as a freshman, Coginchaug's halls seemed infinitely long. Its lockers towered above my head, and, alarmingly, its seniors were no longer kids, but adults. While those taller than my 9th grade self probably had a slightly different experience, over the years I imagine the school has gotten smaller for all of us. Likewise, the towns we live in have shrunk as many of us learn to drive. As we have explored neighboring towns, faraway destinations, in a world that gets smaller every day thanks to the internet, it may seem that a couple small rural towns would serve only to confine an eager youth. It's true that on your average summer day, some might say there isn't much to do in District 13. We don't have a movie theater or a bowling alley, but for all we don't have right near us, we often take for granted the unique opportunities our community provides. Almost out of necessity, we've become a kind and supportive group, interested in the individual. Whereas a face might get lost in a large crowd, people here recognize and appreciate one another. You can see it at the Durham Fair, the annual staple which draws in all of us one way or another. Whether we're there to help at bench warmers, ride the zipper, load buses, or get asked what is hip, it takes every one of us to make the fair what it is. It's a milling crowd, the smell of grilled chicken, a chorus of cows, and thousands of voices all coming together as one. Of course, for out-of-towners, it's just great food and shows. But for us, the students and parents and teachers of District 13, it's many hands making light work, the combined efforts of everyone donning the title of volunteer. Under the surface is a web of individuals, all contributing something, directing traffic, playing on center stage, or singing about chocolate-covered bananas. And it's that sense of unity that could only come from our small towns. We have something unique, which is clear to see during the last weekend of September, but it's there year-round, pulsing through the cafeteria, and the line at Dairy Serve, and the stands at a baseball game, and the crowd of students wholeheartedly engaged in whacking each other with pillows. Let me share an example of how that which makes us small really gives us countless open doors. I had never gotten involved with the school band back in elementary school. To play an instrument was to be part of a special group to which I was not party. Having only experienced chorus with Mr. Shu, I took it upon myself to try out Music Theory 1 over at our high school. The class was small, only 7 or 8 of us crowded around a piano. But as a result, we were able to work more closely with one another and our teacher, Mr. Kousarides. What could have been a tiny, limited class for its size was instead an experience in learning how other people explored music too. I now know the band director, and shortly after I experienced this class, I picked up the tuba of all instruments in the CRHS concert band. This, of course, led to even more open doors. After performing on the Durham Town Green one brisk winter evening for the tree lighting, an older man approached me as I put my tuba back in its case and began to slide it across the frosty ground. He introduced himself as a fellow tuba player and said I should consider coming to Tuba Christmas, an event where many tuba, as well as euphonium players, get to play carols. On a whim, I threw my horn in the car and drove down to Old Saybrook on December 13th to join a crowd of fellow musicians. And there I ran into none other than Memorial's own Mr. Fisher. I had come full circle from trying something new to finding inspiration in an unlikely place, and now running into those same District 13ers. In our small cow town, we've reached a highly conductive circuit where all points are connected to each other in some way, shape, or form. I've also had the chance to be part of the track team here at Coginchaug. When I joined as a small freshman, I was looking for a way to stay in shape, whatever small running ability I had gained from cross country, until tennis in the spring. I was never really the athletic type, but almost instantly the rest of the team was welcoming me to the ranks, which included giving me more than a few sets. There was a sense of welcome and unity, which was evident from the moment we started practice stretching in a circle. My relationships with both my fellow teammates and coaches were meaningful from the start. This is how I perceive the many groups here at Coginchaug and the school community as a whole. Welcoming, energetic, and open-minded. No matter where your interests lie, you are bound to find a place to express it. You are both encouraged to find ways to connect directly with others, perhaps a shared interest in video production, and to share what makes you different. What results is a series of overlapping bridges between people, more and more interlacing webs that have brought the class of 2015 into a tight community full of spirit and identity. We consist of many unique personalities and goals, but together we become something more than a list of names. It is as if we are Lego pieces pulled from various kits and thrown together in one big bin. My 8-year-old OCD self would have nothing to do with mixing kits. Everything had to be in its right place, planes and boats built exactly by the booklet, and not a brick out of place. No matter how hard you try, though, it seems inevitable that each box set, with its specific part list and color palette, will become scrambled in with others when you have a bucket of Legos. Despite the at first annoying blending of colors, ranging from a dark forest green to a bright yellow, a black, or a red with flames, I soon came to realize that they all fit together the same. There is a standardized unit, the feature which makes Legos so versatile, that makes parts from every set imaginable compatible with one another. With this realization, I set to work using all the spare parts I had accumulated to build a submarine, one of truly epic proportions. Each feature was meticulously placed and arranged to make the foot-long submersible the pinnacle of my childhood engineering prowess. It didn't matter what kit they came from when they worked together to create a technological marvel. As students, we come from different places, have had different experiences, and have different interests in life, but we still fundamentally all have the ability to form bonds with one another. When set up right, our community resembles a Lego masterpiece, constructed from bricks of all shapes and sizes to form bonds with one another. We've created a strong structure, one whose mixed composition does nothing to detract from its grandeur. In our small towns, we've taken a closer look at ourselves and those around us, and in the end, we were able to build out of all our Lego bricks something special and something new. Of course, any day I could have changed that submersible if I wanted to. I could take some parts from another project or completely dismantle it and build it into something new. The best part about Legos is their flexibility in use. Who we are today has been shaped and defined by what we've come together to be, the class of 2015. District 13 has put us together one block at a time. We've been blessed to live in small towns where we've been brought close together, and all of us on this field tonight have experienced firsthand what it's like to be part of Coginchaug. But just as we all came into high school with our own differences, so too we will bring with us, wherever we go, a spirit of community building. No matter how large or small a bin of Legos we land in, we have the mindset to construct a close group that will continue to help itself grow and expand. Today, we all live in a Lego submarine, but ahead of us lie 1,000 different combinations. We will carry with us the defining memories of where we've been, and we will share them with those we meet. Beyond any one class or lesson, we have learned what it is like to be part of a community that's figured out how to inspire people's own personal dreams while working together. As anxious as you all may be to blow some horns, to get out of the school, or to get out of this town, take a minute to consider all that our time here has given us. We will forever take with us and cherish the small community that has inspired our late nights and our big dreams. We must take with us a desire to find opportunities and take them. Surround yourselves not with walls, or place yourself not in a box, but surround yourself with doors waiting to be opened, Legos patiently waiting to be built into something new. Thank you.